The return of Donald Trump to the White House in 2025 casts a long shadow across America and the world. His administration's fascist tendencies, characterized by disdain for democratic norms and a penchant for authoritarian tactics, have deeply divided the nation and eroded public trust in institutions. Trump's disregard for the rule of law, evident in his numerous attempts to overturn the 2020 election results, marked a dangerous precedent for American democracy. His administration has used ICE and the FBI like the Gestapo, kidnapping civilians from the streets and sending them to El Salvador without due process. Judges who oppose his regime are being arrested and the law is being blatantly ignored. Americans are taking to the streets in protest against his regime, demanding justice and the restoration of democratic norms. Furthermore, his administration has been plagued by scandals and allegations of corruption, further eroding public faith in government. The consequences of this erosion of trust are far-reaching, as it creates an environment where misinformation and propaganda can flourish. The Republican Party, once a staunch defender of conservative values, has largely become subservient to Trump and his brand of populism. Many GOP lawmakers, fearing political backlash from Trump's loyal base, have remained silent in the face of his transgressions or actively enabled his behavior. This acquiescence to authoritarian tendencies within one of the two major political parties poses a significant threat to the future of American democracy. It highlights the fragility of democratic institutions when faced with a charismatic leader willing to exploit existing divisions for personal gain. The implications of Trump's authoritarian tendencies extend far beyond the borders of the United States. His disdain for international institutions and alliances, coupled with his unpredictable foreign policy decisions, has created a climate of uncertainty and instability on the global stage. Allies are left questioning America's reliability, while adversaries, emboldened by the perceived vacuum of leadership, may be more likely to engage in risky behavior. The world watches with bated breath, uncertain of what the future holds under Trump's leadership in 2025. Perhaps the most alarming aspect of Trump's presidency in 2025 is his approach to nuclear weapons. His rhetoric, characterized by casual threats of nuclear strikes and a willingness to engage in dangerous brinkmanship, raises serious concerns among experts about the potential for miscalculation or accidental escalation. The world holds its breath as Trump engages in a war of words with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, with both sides exchanging threats of nuclear annihilation. Trump's unwavering support for Zionist Israel, even as it faces accusations of killing Palestinians and stealing land, has further inflamed tensions in the Middle East. His administration's decision to stop aid to Gaza and its aggressive stance towards Yemen only serve to isolate these regions and increase the likelihood of miscalculation. The potential consequences of a nuclear conflict in the Middle East are too dire to contemplate, yet Trump's actions suggest a reckless disregard for the risks involved. Adding to the concern is Trump's apparent fascination with nuclear weapons and his reported desire to expand the US nuclear arsenal. Reports indicate that he expresses frustration with the limitations imposed by existing arms control treaties and questions the rationale behind America's long-standing policy of not using nuclear weapons first. Such statements, coupled with his administration's withdrawal from key arms control agreements, fuel fears of a renewed nuclear arms race, one that could have catastrophic consequences for humanity. The potential for Trump to use nuclear weapons, whether intentionally or through miscalculation, is a chilling prospect that concerns every citizen of the world. His impulsiveness, coupled with his disdain for expert advice and his willingness to disregard international norms, makes it impossible to rule out such a scenario. The stakes have never been higher, and the world watches with a mixture of apprehension and disbelief as Trump continues to play a dangerous game with the future of humanity. Since Trump returned to office in 2025, the world has experienced heightened instability. His administration's actions have sparked new protests and uprisings globally. International norms are eroding as nations face climate change, cyber threats, and shifting power dynamics. In response, recent international summits have sought to address these issues, resulting in new treaties and agreements. The question remains, How will the world respond to Trump's influence? In 2025, with Trump as president, the fight for human rights and democracy has never been more critical. New movements have emerged and public engagement has surged, driven by recent events and a renewed sense of urgency. The call to stand up against Trump's regime is louder than ever.